Okay, today we're going to do day 155, measurement. And first you need to write metric, and you need to write customary. And above metric it says world, and above customary it says US or us. We live in a world that basically the entire world uses the metric system, and America says, hey, we don't want to use that. We want to use customary. We also have a guest writer today, Caitlin from my class. So you're going to see her writing and working with me. So the first few things you're going to write is millimeter, centimeter, and meter. And as she's writing this, I'm going to talk. So meter is how you measure things in length in other parts of the world. So say you're in Germany and then you're traveling in Europe. Or sorry, you're in Germany and then you travel to Italy. When you're driving down the road, you're still going to see kilometers or meters. You're always going to see that because they use the same type of measurement. It's kind of like music. Wherever you go in the world, you're going to see, you can still read music. If you're playing the piano here in the States and then say you go to Australia, you can read music there because it's the same. Well, all around the world, they measure distance in meters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers. In the U.S., we do inch, foot, yard, and mile. So when we have guests from or tourists from other countries and they say, oh, just move it an inch, they might be like, what in the world are you talking about? Remember, this is for length only or distance, okay? So we're going to write here tools. So you want to write there tools. Okay, you might use and then let's put metric here again and customary over there. Okay, so these are tools of how you could measure it. So you could use a ruler for the metric. You could use a meter stick. Yes, there's a meter stick. You could use measuring tape. Maybe you might see your mom or your grandma or someone who knits. If you're ever having something custom made or fixed, it's tape like. We'll use them for motion design. And then for customary, you can also use a ruler. You have a yardstick. And I would say those are two basic things that you would use. Now we see that rulers on here both. That's why on one side I don't have one up here in front of me. Let me see if I can find one real quickly.
They're up there.
That's why when you have a ruler, when you say, what side do I use, it's because compared to having a ruler specifically for customary and a ruler specifically for metric. So here, when it says millimeter, this is if you're measuring in metric. Here, you flip it over, and I know it says China, that's because it was made in China. Here's how you do inches. So we're going to talk about some benchmarks real quickly. So you just want to write benchmarks here real quickly, Caitlin? And this is just to let you know about how big something is. Okay? So a millimeter, you can just write MM. That's normally the size of a small raindrop, a grain of sand. So why don't we just put a dash, grain of sand. So millimeter is very, very small. And that, while she's writing, is the little tiny lines between like 23, 24. Those are there's 10 little lines between each centimeter. A centimeter, if you want to put cm. Your pinky nail. So if you look at your pinky nail, I don't know if it's in there, it is about the size of a centimeter. So if you're ever in the wild on Survivor or something and you need to measure something, see how many centimeters that it is, you can use your pinky. A meter, so you can put M. meter is the distance from the tip of your nose to your fingertips when your head is turned away. Okay? So, Caitlin, why don't you go over there real quickly and I'll show them. Excuse this. So go over there. Stand right there. Okay. Put one of your arms out. Now look away from that hand. So from her nose to the fingertip is about a meter. Okay? So, thank you for that demonstration. Caitlin, you can come write that down real quickly. From your nose to your head, or nose to your fingertips when looking away. Kilometer is represented with km, and that's about how far you can walk in 12 minutes. That's not running, sprinting. That is how far you can walk, not grandma pace, not toddler pace, just normal walking pace. Okay, I think we're going to have to flip it. And we have just 4 more left, and then we'll be done. Okay, inch is your knuckle. So a way I measure inch is if you curve your finger like that, from this joint to that joint is about an inch. Okay, a foot, which is represented with FT, is your foot. Now, clearly my husband's foot and my foot are completely different sizes. Maybe if you have a little baby brother or sister, their foot is probably not a foot. So it's also about the length of a 3-ring notebook. A yard, which is represented with YD, is the distance from your nose to your fingertips when looking straight. So like we just did earlier for a meter, and compared to her nose or her face turning sideways and away, if she's looking straight on. Last one. Okay, mile, which M-I, or just write M-I-L-E. And that's about how far you can walk in 20 minutes. So we're going to talk more about customary and metric tomorrow, and we're going to be looking for different sizes of things around the classroom. So come with questions. Thank you.